welcome. You're watching Your Trades on ET Now with me, Sneha, and with me, as always, is Priyanka. And Priyanka, well, initially, it was a very good day in trade for us, and well, new records have been reached even today. On the Nifty, we've touched 23,100, as high as 23,110. We did reach at one point of the trading session, but we've managed to short shop in the red. Nominally, a small cut coming in, 0.1% in the red is where the Nifty has ended the day. Sensex too crossed the 76,000 mark, so that was another record for the Sensex as well. But even that mirroring Nifty has closed the day with a slight nominal cut of less than 0.1%. So very minor cuts coming in on Nifty and Sensex, but despite reaching new record highs, both of these benchmark indices have closed the day in the red. Let's also take a look at what Nifty Bank has done. Nifty Bank, very stellar moves coming over there, 310 points higher or 0.6% higher at 49,281 is where Nifty Bank has shut shop for the day. So very good moves coming in for the Nifty Bank. Broader markets have outperformed the benchmark today. Mid cap is up 0.6%. Small cap closed the day with a gain of almost 1%. So, well, good moves coming in from the broader markets. However, the advanced decline ratio throughout the day was tilting towards the decline. So, it's not a surprise that we've ended the day in a slight bit of red today. Well, yes, so that's mainly your market move coming today. Top gainers today would include Finolex Cables, you had Indian Overseas Bank, Glenmark Pharma. And in fact, the entire Pharma pack has done really well today. Glenmark Pharma was up 8% today. Divi's Labs up 3%. Mankind Pharma was up 2.7%. Very initially in the day, Aurobindo was higher, but well, it's reached 3% lower in the red. You also had Torrent Pharma that did pretty well today. So, entire Pharma pack was up and buzzing today. You had JBM Auto, Ashok Leyland, Jupiter Wagon, UCO Bank, JB Chemicals, AstraZeneca. Very good moves coming in from all of these. On the flip side, then the top losers today were EIH, you had PNC Infra, Stellar World, Schneider Electric, you had Hindustan Zinc, Timken India, Linde India, Sun TV, big loser coming over there as well. All of these stocks down anywhere between 4.5% to 6% in today's trading session. But well, on the flip side, you had a few stocks that have reached their all-time high levels today. Finolex Cables was one of those stocks. 13.5% higher is where that stock was today. Ashok Leyland also 7.5% higher. A fresh all-time high for that stock as well. Aegis Chemicals and REC PFC also have hit their record highs today. So very good moves coming in. On the sectoral front, then PSU Bank is your top sectoral gainer with 1.5% uptick coming in, followed by Realty, Bank, IT. On the flip side, you had media, energy and metal that were languishing in the red, and you had the likes of NMDC, SAIL as well as Jindal Steel and Hindustan Copper that have been ailing metals. So, well, quite the balanced move, I would say, Priyanka, coming in across the street. But yes, nonetheless, a slight bit of a cut at the end.
Yes, but then let's see it in this light also that another record for Sensex also, which hit 76,000 for the first time in this last 1,000 point of rally, which the stocks which majorly contributed were Bharti Airtel, Mahindra and Mahindra, Power Grid. Yes, you're right. Nifty, of course, it did pair some gains, and in fact, Bank Nifty also paired its gains, initial gains. But then energy majors, Reliance, ONGC, Coal, they were not performing today. Metals were at the losing side today. In fact, not just metals, commodities. Banks, however, very strong. Private banks and be it PSU banks were quite strong. And private names like IndusInd Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank, of course, was one of the top gainer also last week. They had the major of the gains coming in from the banking space. But then, of course, the standout gainers were clearly the pharma stocks. Divi's Lab, after a strong set of numbers, be it Torrent Pharma, be it Aurobindo Pharma or Glenmark Pharma, as what Snehi just highlighted. But one more stock which was in focus today was Erida. It lays down its roadmap for 2030, target to be Maharatna company by 2030, and that's what the street was really excited about. However, there's a major move which has already come in, and that's the reason that we did not see that big gain. But of course, it's a long-term story, and the kind of loan book target they have laid down, growth outlook they have laid down, this stock is worth keeping on radar for sure. But then a lot of other stocks which were in trade today, and of course FMCG, Pharma, they were on the other pharma stocks, they were on the losing side today. In fact, a couple of auto names were also soft today. Stocks like Maruti, Eicher Motor, Hero MotoCorp, they were in pressure today. And of course, the Adani pack, which gained last week significantly, some sort of profit booking also was visible clearly here. But then what lies ahead in terms of technicals now? Since we've seen another fresh record on Nifty, are we in for some consolidation on the index since the heavyweights like Reliance are not performing? Mileen Vasudeo joins us, Senior Technical Analyst from Arihant Capital Markets. Mileen, welcome. How do you see the markets right now? Since we've seen another fresh record on Nifty also, but then time to book some profits or maybe some sort of consolidation lies on the cards?
Good afternoon. Yeah, today we made a all-time high, new all-time high, and then some profit booking came in. But if you see the Nifty on the daily chart, there are two consecutive narrow range body formation, which clearly suggests that markets are a little bit circumspect at higher level. However, if you see the trading session which had happened on 23rd of May, it was a very strong close we had got, and with huge volume. So this suggests that there might be a consolidation at current level. But however, at lower levels, again, we would see some kind of a buying emerging, which could again take Nifty to a new all-time high. So in tomorrow's trading session, we are of the opinion that Nifty has got a good support at 22,890, 22,850 levels. If for the first hour, if Nifty manages to hold that level, then again a rebound to the fresh new all-time high could be possible, or even we can extend its gain further. Similar with Bank Nifty. If you see, Bank Nifty is also showing sign of strength. Now, at present, we saw a very close this thing. At present, if you see Bank Nifty has closed somewhere around 49,300 something, 320. It has got good support at 49,250 to 200 levels. Again, if Bank Nifty also sustains for 1 hour in tomorrow's trading session, then again we could see a retest of today's high, what is made somewhere around 49,840, or even extend its gain further. So we are positive on Bank Nifty as well as on Nifty. So at lower levels, yes, buy and decline strategy should be adopted going forward.
All right, Mileen, thanks for that view coming in. So crucial part of tomorrow's trading session is going to be the first 1 hour, and we need to watch out for Nifty if it holds on to all those gains that it clocked on today before it slipped into the red. That's Mileen's view coming in. But Mileen, amid a market like this, you know, where we have one phase of election left, lots of frenzy being still being seen in the market like this, what are your picks over here? How are you navigating all of this frenzy?
Today, I'm going to recommend Bank of Baroda. I have seen a good price volume behavior in Bank of Baroda, and strong consolidation is also happening in Bank of Baroda, currently trading somewhere around 271, 272. Keep a stop loss of 262 on the higher side. Yes, 292 and 310 in couple of days' time would be possible. The second stock is Exide, which has got a highest relative strength, currently trading somewhere around 496 or 495. Keep a stop loss of, very strict stop loss of 480. On the higher side, this stock has got a potential to test the levels of 540 to 560 on the higher side.
All right, thanks very much. Both the stocks from the broader markets, we'll let you go on this note. But then Srishti joins in to share with us the stocks that she spotted on the breakdown and the breakout level. Srishti, what combination you have today?
So firstly, let's have a look at one of the IT counters, because in the market volatility, the IT counters were seen to be finding support, and Birlasoft was one such stock that we spotted on the breakout side. A couple of months back, actually, we did spot this counter for a breakdown side, and this stock actually performed quite well onto the technical front. But what we are seeing is a sign of a reversal there, because the stock has been showing some good momentum on the upward side. It's seen to be crossing above its 20-day moving average, actually making a breakout after a falling trend line, as well as now is taking a bounce exactly from its 20-day moving average. So this is the first stock that we wish to highlight on the breakout side. Moving on to the next one, and this one is a breakdown stock actually, and that is Alchem Labs. Not a significant breakdown, but what we are seeing is a form of a double top on the charts, because for the past so many days now, you will see that the stock has been facing rejection close to 5,400 rupees. If we talk about the pattern, then it was indeed a bearish engulfing on the charts, and today we have seen some of the shorts getting added for Alkem Labs. So this is the counter that we wish to highlight on the breakdown side. These are the two stocks on the technical front. Back to you.
All right, Shrishti, well, Birla soft on the breakout side, and well, the volatility we've seen in this trading session today, a breakdown stock, Alkem Labs is warranted for. But let's move on then, and as we are nearing the conclusion of the elections, my colleague Sharad is here to analyze the markets over the election. He has lots of data crunching, but Sharad makes it easier for us to understand. Sharad, take it away.
Well, the mandate and the elections, that's a very interesting concept we have taken out, and for the last data from the last 40 years or so, we have taken this data, and out of 10 times, 8 times there will be a positive return in a calendar year whenever there is elections held in India. Maximum returns we saw in the year was 1991, where a lot of reforms was actually coming out in the markets, and that is why the impact was there. And overall, as a median return is expected that would be 21% in an election year. Now let's understand over the last 12 elections, right from 1980, how the markets have fared, and of course twice it has happened. It has turned negative also in the year 96 and 98, but overall if you see, the trajectory is on an upward basis. Now apart from the yearly numbers, we have a result day move. What was that reaction coming in? And of course, over the last 4 election dates we have taken in, and we can see on the screen itself, it has been on the positive side 3 out of 4 times, and on the May 23rd, 2019, it was on the downward side of almost 1%. 2024 so far has been very strong when it comes to Nifty. Nifty is up almost 6%, and also Nifty Bank itself, if you look at it, that has this year given investors return of almost 2%. Now let's bracket the performance which has happened between the UPA government as well as the NDA government, and we have taken last 4 elections, the UPA Part 1, UPA Part 2 from 2004 onwards. We saw 162% gains on Nifty, while it was 74% in the second term. Now looking at NDA also, there was a Part 1 NDA 58% was there, and the last one, the current one, is coming in at almost 97%, or you could say almost 100% gains. So this has been the moves when it comes to the political parties. But now importantly, let's track the move 1 week prior and 1 week later for the markets. Of course, the volatility was there in 2004, both on the negative side, but largely on the positive side, if you look at it, especially 1 week later also, there has been strong up moves coming in when it comes to 2009, 2014, as well as 2019.
Thanks very much, Sharad. Data becomes really relevant at this point in time when we're just 1 week away from the elections
Exactly,
outcome.
we're very close to exit polls as well as the election outcome coming
So
in.
last
we'll
was
just
5%, nearly 5% up. Let's see how
we'll
this
just have to
stands.
wait and watch, Priyanka.
But then we slip it into short break, but we'll leave you with a comment from Vikas Khemani from Carlinian, what he has to say about the polls outcome.
And I do believe that we are in one of the best wealth creation cycle, and hence that should continue. Any continuity will only further that confidence. PSU banks is something we have been quite positive, and we continue to remain positive. But let's say for the example, oil and marketing company, we have not been at all buying because the governance is not fixed. It's a lot more political. So government interference keeps on happening every time price of oil goes up and down. So we basically prefer where there's a tailwind of the sector, when there's a least government policy interference is happening, it's more run by the individual banks, individual organization, then the leadership of those organization has to be good. So I know we've been kind of approaching from that perspective.
Back here watching your trades now. Time to capture action from the derivative space. We did on Friday when we saw that there was a improvement in the long-short ratio by FIs. In fact, their outlook was positive on indices, and 22,100 happened to be a resistance. But we did break 22,100 in the trade today. But since Nifty cooled off before closing, the trend on the Nifty appears to be long and winding. Bank Nifty is clearly a short covering trend, and Mileen also mentioned that we might see some more legs to the banking stocks. So Bank Nifty looks a short covering trend, and of course VIX did gain today. It gained nearly 6% above 23. That might be one reason that we saw this cooling off also. Active calls, in terms of call writing, it's 23,000, 20,100. The resistance again happens to be 23,100, which we did clocked in today also. Active puts, which happens to be the support, immediate support happens to be 22,800, because maximum of the put writing happens at 22,800, and some mild put writing on 22,900 strike.
Alright, well, so those are your levels to watch out for when it comes to Nifty for the sessions to come. But well, let's talk about the big story of the day, and that has to be the entire pharma sector, because what a move we've seen when it comes to Nifty Pharma today. And let's talk about some individual gainers. Glenmark Pharma up 8%, Divi's Labs is up 3%. You had Torrent Pharma also that did pretty well in the day. So good moves coming in. There you have it, Torrent Pharma on your screen. Good moves coming from the entire pharma space. But let's go across to my colleague Shrishti, who tracks the sector very closely, for a quick roundup on what all this buzz was amid the pharma sector. Shrishti, thanks for joining us again. Take it away.
Well, yes, a lot of counters in the pharma space are buzzing on the back of the earnings. Let's start with Divi's Lab. Good set of numbers where we have seen after 5 consecutive quarters, the company has once again clawed back to the 30% margin, even above that in the quarter gone by. And not just that, the management is sounding very optimistic of the growth outlook ahead. For FY25, they are expecting a double-digit growth, as well as all the segments, especially the custom synthesis business is seeing a lot of traction is what they are saying. And even the Kakinada plant, which is expected to be operational in the third quarter of this financial year, is expected to come out with incremental revenue from that front. If we talk about Torrent Pharma, then definitely a good set of numbers, and on a management commentary, they are expecting a margin to see an improvement of 50 to 100 basis point in FY25, and the margin increase to be aided by increase in the branded business, operating leverage, and some of the new product launches that the company is planning for the US markets. When it comes to Glenmark Pharma, then definitely a good set of numbers, but the EBITDA margin target is close to 19% for the full year of FY25. Other than that, the R&D cost for FY25 is expected to be 7 to 7.25% of the total revenue, and some of their key products are seen to be gaining market in their markets as well. If we talk about Aurobindo Pharma, then on the flip side, that stock is seen to be under pressure, because just ahead of the earnings, we have seen a good run up, but the earnings were not that bad. The operational set of numbers were quite okay. But if we talk about the management outlook, then they are expecting FY25 to be a muted year in terms of the growth, because they are saying that there are no blockbuster launches that are planned, and some of the blockbuster launches are planned in FY26 rather. And not just that, onto the OAI that has been received to the one of their key manufacturing sites, that is Eugia Manufacturing 3 plant, then the company is saying that more than 20 plus filings could get impacted because of that, but as a substitute, they will be substituting the upcoming filings to the Vizag plant. So those were the updates coming in from Aurobindo Pharma, and hence the stock is under pressure today.
All right, thanks Srishti for giving us a wrap on all these important crucial stocks which did see surge today in the trading day. Let's move ahead. Splendid gains on the Ashok Leyland counter on the back of a strong set of earnings. Let's hear out word from the MD and CEO Shenu Agrawal on the road ahead for business and what's in store for FY25.
See, I think FY25 would be a repeat of FY24 as far as the growth part is concerned. Because in FY24 also, I really cannot pinpoint that which business grew more than the other, because everything worked together very, very well. Whether it was defense, or it was power solutions business, or it was international business, or MHCV or LCV or anything else. Yeah, I think FY25 we have already, I think, a stage that has been set up for all of these businesses to do well. I have already spoken about defense. We are very optimistic on defense.
Alright, well, that was the management of Ashok Leyland, but let's talk about a stock that was buzzing away today, and that was Ireda. Very good moves coming in. Last I checked, the stock was up 4%. There you have it, 4% moves coming in on Ireda. The management says that they aim to become a Maharatna by FY30. Now, we caught up with the management. CMD Pradeep Kumar, he says that demand growth remains robust and a Maharatna status will be a game changer for the company. How so, and how will it benefit the company? Let's go across and listen.
Further equity infusion, periodically we may have to have in order to strengthen the network so that we can reach to this roadmap of Maharatna, whatever vision. We have the ability to go to the market and raise fund on our own merit. And that will be perfectly in line with Government of India's policy of disinvestment, that government is no more going to infuse further equity into it. That is what our assumption is as of now.
All right, that's more on Ireda, but then a couple of stocks which were buzzing in the trade today. Gaurav compiles them into one place. Gaurav, take it away.
Well, yes, HBL Power is in focus because this company actually reported strong set of numbers. Revenue was up almost by 51% on a YY basis. EBITDA actually increased almost by 200%. And if you look at net profit, that has also increased almost more than twofolds. And on the back of this news, we saw the stock was up almost 3% in a day today. Next, let's talk about Kirloskar Industries because this company came up with a weak set of numbers. Revenue was up only by 9.8%, while net profit declined almost by 23% on a YY basis, while EBITDA margins also contracted almost by 600 basis points. And on the back of this, we saw this stock was trading in red today. Next, let's talk about Sigachi Industries because this company also came up with decent growth, but this was on the back of a lower base that the company had in Q4 FY23. So the revenue increased almost by 43%. If we talk about net profit, the company reported net profit of 15 crore rupees. And if we talk about EBITDA margins, now those have gone down almost by 113 basis points. And on the back of this news, we saw the stock was trading in red today. Next, let's talk about West Coast Paper Mills because here also we saw weak set of numbers. So revenue was down almost by 21% on a YY basis. If we look at PAT, that was down almost by 57%, and we saw a sharp fall in EBITDA margins also. And on the back of this, we saw the stock was down almost more than 3%. And lastly, let's talk about SpiceJet because as per news, now KL Airways and Mr. Kalanithy Maran is going to seek more than 1323 crore rupees of damages from SpiceJet Airways, and they are also going to challenge the recent court order that the Delhi High Court has given on the ongoing dispute between the two parties. And on the back of this news, we saw there was a pressure in SpiceJet as well. So on the back of numbers as well as news flow, we will definitely watch out for these companies and see how they perform in the days coming ahead as well.
Alright Gaurav, thanks so much for taking us through that. We'll keep a close eye on these stocks in the coming session as well. But with that, we're completely timed out on this edition of Your Trades from Priyanka, me and the team that put this show together. Thanks so much for watching.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.